All right. Good morning, everybody. Let me get this thing a going. I'm ready. All righty. Let me make sure I got everything together here. Let me close down this. Yes, close. I got to close down a couple things. Good morning there, Mr. Jake. Good morning, team. Good morning. Yeah, da, 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 da. Um, Let me close that, that. Sorry, I got too many things open. It's draining my resources. All right. Well, let's go through the battle plan last night and we'll talk about what happened last night, all that good stuff. So remember, there's always an audio right here available if you want to listen to the battle plan instead of read it. So I think that's good. I'm going to go ahead and close it. Um, so this was Friday's trading. Boy, was that scalper's delight. My goodness, we just crushed Friday with the scalping. It was absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. It was just fun, fun, fun. Um, um, we opened up Sunday night, right? And boy, what a beautiful couple levels there. For the strong levels, that's always fun. Um, Last week, it's not every week Zoom is number one. Usually battle plan is number one. And the reason why is the battle plan is 23 hours a day, basically, and Zoom is for an hour and a half. But boy, we just crushed it on Zoom last week, which is really, really cool. This week on the economic calendar, it's kind of light. Nothing major happening there at all. And the big note that today is the day after a holiday, and usually the day after a long holiday weekend. Lower your expectations is all I'm going to say is lower your expectations. Last night provided a couple opportunities that we mapped out and we will discuss those. In fact, we will discuss those now. So last night when we opened up, I made a post that if you're looking to get short, I'd like to see price fail to grab this level here and then give you a laddering down sequence. Find your core strategy entry and look to get short targeting battle plan one. So that was exactly what happened. It laddered down. It failed to grab this there on the opening push. It gave you a shift, and there was some shorter two available there for you. I took the long is what I was already long, as you know, from Friday. And so when we dropped down here into battle plan one here, I got long there and it was a nice push for a little bit. Then I brought my combined stop to where I was going to capture 50 points, which is still a good trade. And so there's me showing you moving my two stops to capture 50 points, which is 250 bucks for one micro. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. And one thing about it, we were certainly looking for the right trade in the right location. So we talked about taking the short here to target battle plan one. And some people were short there. We were talking about the management thereof. And if you had multiple contracts, I said peel here at battle plan one, keep a single runner back just in case. Okay. So I can be long making money. You can be short making money. There aren't many groups that could say that. So that's really, really cool. And as we could tell, the strong level was, I think, beautifully mapped. Tell me that wasn't an important level. And boy, if every time he got over the top, you took that as a long, you did all right last night. You did all right. But now, where are we? Well, this is all the same overnight session. This is all overnight here. All of that's overnight. So now what do we have? We have a bit of a gap up, and we're where in the middle of the overnight range. That's where we're. I don't need this anymore. Let me remove that. In fact, I I'm going to update my levels while we're sitting here, if you don't mind. I need to do that. Mm, I haven't done that. Don't need to do it to craft the battle plan trades, but now that we're here trading, I definitely want to do that. All-time high. You know what? And it's not RTH. All-time high. Mm, I'm gonna put holiday. What if for some reason we don't get that all-time high for, a month? I would want to know that that's a holiday half session. So that's how I look at that. We got this RTH high here. And what else is about that level that's important? Gap up. So let's get that marked out. Gap up. We got the pocket here about 75.05, 75.07, somewhere in there. And so we want to monitor that, which we will. And now we got this RTH low here. I'm going to turn off the strong levels. I just want to see these levels. London low. We got POC from here. I have the POC there, so it's very interesting. The Friday close back to back. I don't think I need that anymore. So let's come here for RTH low. Beautiful. Now I want to, give me 1 second here. I want to turn on this. Let me turn this on so I can see my days of the week. So Friday was here, Thursday, RTH halfback. No longer need that. But you know what I do want? I want to put that RTH halfback here because I do want to know that. Yep, that's about right. Very nice. We got this POC. Yep, still untested. This now is a VPOC. That is from last Tuesday. Now let's come here. Let's put RTH low. Boom, boom, boom. We have what? I wish I could voice turning on or off the magnet tool. Might have to figure that out. Overnight low, RTH low, VPOC. Beautiful. Tested, tested. VPOC, Asia low, RTH low. This is also what? The weekly low. So let's add that weekly low. All right. So for the days of the week down here, we got Monday. There's really nothing to carry forward from Monday. Tuesday's the weekly low. Then we have this Asia overnight low. Oh man, I know several of y'all were long here and double tapped you there. It's amazing how many times the double tap is honestly confirmation you're in a great trade. Um, you got to do the three contract system, keeping the lotto runner in the negative position to participate in that. We got a overnight low. Yep. And the RTH low. Beautiful. One thing I didn't mark out here that we're going to go ahead and mark out. Come on. There we go. We're going to mark out that halfback. I'm going to slide this down here. Not quite the halfback. Halfback's about right there. Beautiful. Let's mark that out. And yep, the POC, London, RTH. Don't need you. POC halfback. Beautiful. RTH high. Gap up. All-time high done in the holiday session. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's turn on our essentials. We're right here at the overnight halfback. So in your essentials, remember the railroad tracks, the plus signs here is always halfback. So the overnight is in yellow, overnight low, overnight high, halfback. So we're right here in the middle of the halfback with a super flat VWAP. Did we have any 15-point candles or more? No. Just an 8 point candle, an 8 point candle. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm going to turn that. Look at this. So this is what I wanted to point this out yesterday. Come on, right here. So if you were brave enough to want to trade the half session, your your opening range for the first 30 minutes was 7 points. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm out. Let me make sure these things are set up properly. All right. Cool. Now, what might be the most important thing is oil. So oil had this daily little trend line here. Broke that. We're under the $100 mark. Very interesting. So something we will keep an eye on as we are trading. Let me move this over. Beautiful. Now let's go to our multiple indices. Where are we? Well, a little bit of a declining VWAP, but barely. But it is a little bit declining, but we're above Friday's high. What about Dow? Well, that VWAP's a little more slanted, and we're back inside of Friday's range. So are we all on the same train? Not really. Dow's, I mean, NQ is being a bit strong here, and we're kind of stuck in the middle. But as objectively as possible, three of us are under a declining VWAP, and NQ is kind of doing its own dance. Let's go to a 10-minute chart. Let's zoom out here, take a peek of where we're at again. Let me adjust the field of vision here on this. Let me close that, close that, close that. And let's turn back on our strong levels. You know what? I'm going to adjust this window a little bit. So I'm sorry for people who make my screen a certain size, because I want to bring this over. Ah, I'm not connected. I got to reboot my trading view. Let me save it real quick, make sure we're good. I need to reboot it so I'm connected to Chart Buddy. Well, why won't you close down? There we go. Quit. Now let's relaunch. Now I'm connected. Cannot read the properties. That's weird. I wonder if TradingView changed something. That's interesting. Rescan. Scanning your chart. I don't know for a fact if TradingView changed anything, for this. One of the things I said about this chart, buddy, I said one day if they decide to not allow access to the TradingView chart the way that I've done it, it could disappear, which would suck. But, that's weird. Rescan. Let's try to rescan again. Scott, is your chart buddy? Mine's not wanting to do anything. It won't rescan. I'm going to reboot chart buddy. How about that? Python, quit Python. It's very interesting. Reboot mine. Thank you, sir. I wasn't at my computer there we go. I wasn't at my computer at all this weekend. I so took a break. I slept so many hours Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like it's real interesting. And my wife had just finished school. It's almost like we were both exhausted from her school year. And boy, it was such a nice break. I told my wife, I said, I'd encourage my traders to take a 4-day weekend. She said, "Why aren't you taking a 4-day weekend?" I was like, "Hey, I took a good 3-day weekend. I had to do my trader homework to get the battle plan published. But um, yeah, so very pleased with battle plan one. If we can just keep looking for the right trades and the right trade locations, we are going to do great. Keep a single runner back just in case. And because who knows how far it's going to go. Is Andrew in here? I was curious if Andrew was still short. Um, if I was Andrew, we weren't alive when this happened, but as soon as that ripped below there, I would have certainly I think I would have brought the single runner to here um, and been out in the short. So I'm curious what he did. My wife will always speak truth. Amen. Thank goodness for wives. Thank goodness for wives. Thank you, Lord. All right. Let me double check, see if we're good here. Sorry, I'm just checking streams. Good morning there, David. So every Tuesday morning, we live stream as if you were a full member on Zoom. If you are interested in our group, check us out at microstrader.com. And yeah, you got full access to the battle plan last night as well, completely unlocked um, to show what we do. Not bad for $5 a day. I think the Zoom is worth the $5 membership. Not to even mention just getting the battle plan plus all the other stuff. Like, I think it's an incredible value, to be honest, but I appreciate it. All right, let's see what happens. Let's turn on our session levels. I think this is where I want to be. Am I interested in re-engaging in Battle Plan 1? No. But if we push further down and I got long and that happened, that could be a place to add to my long again. I was long from here on Friday, and boy, it was tough to not take my 30 pointer like I recommended in the video, the wrap up video. If you were intraday, and one reason I released that video when I did is because if you were intraday trailing drawdown trading, you take your 30 pointer there. Um, Absolutely perfect. All right, 1 minute to the opening here. I am ready, man. I am ready, but I'm nowhere near a location I'm interested in trading right now. I would want to see us push down into here, maybe reclaim these strong levels here and look at that. Keep a little look at oil there, and let's go back and check everybody else. Dow is not participating in an up move. It's certainly pushing down towards its halfback from Friday, and that's the only levels that matter is Friday. Um, I think since I'm streaming, I'm going to go ahead and launch my platform because sometimes it takes a lot of system resources to do all this. All right. So I don't know if this is a strong level now or if this is a sticky level. We've certainly stuck around it. Hey, Fred, welcome to the stream. All right. So, day after holiday, just to reiterate that, keep our expectations in check. Jeez, did I launch two of you? I'm going to bring up Forex Factory real quick. So very sticky level here. Could that possibly if you were really interested in a short on the retest of that, you could if you wanted to. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to be as aggressive as we were on Friday. Um, and we have consumer confidence at the top of the hour. That is not what I wanted to do. I want to do that. Let's go ahead and drop that into here so we can see that. And for some reason, I'm on NQ because I hit my space bar. Nice push down. I'd like to see it come on down into this area here. That would be just fine and dandy with me. Let's pull up where battle plan 2 is. I think it's further down. Yep. But battle plan are not the only trades on the chart. I'd like us to get somewhere new. We spent all night here. Certainly the POC for the overnight session is probably right there. Not that it matters a whole lot. Drop to a 1 minute chart for a second. At 32 to 34, if a person wanted to be aggressive short, now it is Monday. It is the opening candles here. Um, but taking a short to grab that overnight low to close that gap doesn't seem like a horrible trade. Nothing to line up tons of contracts for. But if you're interested in an initial short there, 32 to 34, grab that overnight low. That thing gets above the opening and that strong level, you would certainly want to be out. I took a 32 short, but I'm going to be tight here. So my stop is at break even now. I said I wasn't going to be aggressive and I just couldn't resist it. So my stop is at break even. One contract. Of course, I have 50 points from last night's trade. So I got a little bit of playroom. There we go. Very nice. Come on, push down. If it gets me out, oh well. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. There we go. So if you got short 32, please do not let it hurt you now. If you did multiple contracts, I would be peeling them right here about this 27, 26 area. There's your initial contracts. Keep a single runner back just in case. Very nice. Here, I'll bring mine over. Now, I've already had a really nice evening of trading, so I'm going to keep mine at break even for right now. If we push down closer to the next strong range there, I'll start being a little more aggressive and taking some of the profit. Absolutely nothing wrong with peeling initial contracts here. Holding a single runner just in case. Coming into last week's high, the previous RTH all-time high. So it's a pretty big level coming here to 24, and that's why I would say, hey, take some profit just before that level. if you had multiple contracts. One contract like me, well, I either get out here or I keep it like a lotto runner. So, so we took a short here at 32 to 34. So if you had multiple contracts there, that 27, 26, as we said, would be a perfect place to take profit. And if it gets me out, I don't care. I was kind of playing a lotto move that maybe it would rip to the south because Dow was really ripping to the south there. And one more tick actually covers commissions. So I'm going to go ahead and do a commission cover. It's kind of funny. I was looking at my P&L thing there, 83 hours. Looks like it's going to get me. Up, got me. That's fine. I'm out. I treated it like a lotto. So if you took that 82, I'm sorry, 32 to 34 short, you had to be in at 32, took your profit at 27, 26. It's just a little scalp. Keep a single runner just in case you're out. It's all good. It's all good. Sometimes they're just scalps. It's okay. Now, because I was counter, the prudent move was to follow at 50%, as we discuss, um, which would have, capture 4 or 5 points. So now it went all the way to the 34. Will we reclaim the opening here? Now, if we reclaim this strong level, if you were interested in this trade again, will that pay? Very possibly. Or if you're like, I'm going to wait for a better trade location than a level that's been beat up all night long, it makes a lot of sense. So, green trade out of the book, out of the gate today. I wish we'd have pushed a little further down before doing this stuff here. Because if we'd have pushed a little further down and I missed my long, I would probably do battle plan one, as I said earlier. Oh, so the 34 is having a little bit of a bounce, but I would not take it because we've already reached that first destination we talked about. So I would not be taking that as a short. No, thank you. Doesn't mean it won't work, but I wanted to be short. They're coming to here. Now we wait for the next trade. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. Dow found its bounce point. Bulls control. Shorts are indeed counter, even if they work.
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break?
Now, will we push through and do something like this? Tug of war, my goodness. You're about to get a strong candle over the opening. Let's see if this thing will push here, do something here, get that and get that to come there. And there's the big push over the opening we said was coming. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. I am long. See if it's going to release to the north or not. I'm long from the opening, by the way. Come on, get up there. This level's been sticky, man. Sticky. Release. Release. There we go. There we go. Stops at break even now. Very nice. Cool. Could have been aggressive there if you wanted. But like we said, it's up to you whether or not you'd want to engage in battle plan one again. Didn't do enough. Well, actually, it's bullish that it didn't pull all the way back to the opening. So very nice. There we go. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Let's go. Like I said, I was long from the opening. I'm going to go ahead and capture something here. This, I'm going to go ahead and capture because I didn't do it on the short. Come on. You don't need to come back. You don't need to do that. Get. Very nice. I think we saw this opening very, very, very well. I'm going to go ahead and capture 5. Very nice. Come on. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. The initial short we called was a risky short to the overnight low, taking profit at 27.26. And then if we reclaim the strong level and the opening, looking to get long off of either of those levels. NQ strong, strong, strong. Dow still really is not participating, although it's had its bounce level. I almost want to capture my 10-pointer, man. Come on. Let's get that all-time high done in the holiday session. Let's make it in a real RTH session. Makes sense to me. So long, small, from the opening. Come on. What was the real overnight high? Gotcha, Pappy. Yeah, the 30,000 seems like an amazing target, doesn't it? I'm going to capture either a 10-pointer or a 5-pointer. So I'm just going to treat it like a scalp. Either way, I'll be happy. Mm. Just treat it like a scalp here. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. It is the day after. Okay, I'm flat. The day after a long weekend. I'm not going to say mixed indices, but we are not on the same train. Coming to all-time high, coming to all-time high. ES seems stuck, so I don't mind grabbing my 10 points on that and wait for something new. Nice trading. If you got long either off the battle plan 1 there or you jumped at the opening like I did and you have already peeled contracts, keep a single lotto runner just in case. I do think it's prudent to keep an eye there on NQ. Let's spread these out again. Let's get these things aligned. Glad I took my 10-pointer. just because Dow was not on the same page. NQ did seem like it's going to stretch there. Will it make it? Very possible. Um, Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. I understand. Nice, Jake. All right. I don't think a strong level could be more beat up than this strong level here. Certainly did its duty as a strong level. You're in the middle of all of this action here. So I am just awaiting. This group is great. Discipline on the DOM and entry criteria. Absolutely. Where to go long, where to go short. Trade location is everything. I'm going to wait for something new. We had two nice trades. We had a scalp short here, if you were interested in that. And then the long, if we got above the opening and above the strong level, it was a scalp. I'm very pleased that I went ahead and just chose to take my 10 pointer and strong level doing strong level things. The day after a holiday, don't expect a whole lot. We got a small group in here today. So this battle plan has been beaten to death. So my next area of interest is where battle plan 2 is. But depending on what we do here too, I could be convinced to trade a little early in front of that. So I am flat. Dow. And if we start vomiting, no knife catching. No knife catching. Stand back. It's one of the nice things about the battle plan trades is it's a pre-mapped out area where we're interested in engaging in price. Let it get there. Let it get there. It's shock. You'll be shocked how many times it gets there. All you had to do was wait. 56 points away. So technically a 3-minute front side there. But my goodness, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Because Dow was being weak here, that's why I was aggressive on my take profit. Waiting for something new. Don't need to be in every trade. If you didn't take either of those, cool. We'll wait for something new. Let's bring up the essentials. Two above VWAP, two below VWAP. Back and forth through the opening with 8-point candles on this strong level that's just been beaten up all night long. I'm going to be patient and wait for something new. Good time to refresh your water or your coffee if you want. Consumer confidence here at the top of the hour. So I got nothing here. I am going to stand down now. Almost reminds me of Friday with us scalping so much, short and a long. Beautiful. Can't complain with that. Let's go and drop to 1 minute chart just to watch the micro gyrations here. 3 minutes to news. I'm going to go refresh my beverage. I'll be right back. All right, 36 seconds to news. Good in that. May not have much of reaction, but I do know we're at a trade location now. I'm no longer really interested in engaging in price. It is the day after a long holiday weekend. Usually not the best trading conditions. So waiting for something new. So I took a long there in addition to that short. That was fun. There's just no sellers. There's no real buyers. It's just floating right here back and forth through the strong level. I have no interest in engaging at this area anymore. So as we know, battle plan one was getting along here.
Bigger
Last night we
picture.
said if you were
Single
interested
print.
in getting short
Ranges.
to come to here. Then we were given a long there, did not follow through. And then the London session got the same type of trade. It did follow through to my target, but I was not trading then. So this certainly seems like a really decent bull bear line. Thank you. So NQ swept the 30,000 while Dow was going straight down. And we seem to be stuck. Thank you, sir. 30,000. And Russell's not far from 3,000. We are not on the same train. It makes trading more difficult. A lot more friction on the chart. A lot more friction on the chart when we aren't on the same train. Jake, you still got your lotto runner or are you out? Bulls control. Shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. If you take a short, treat it like a scalp that it is. What's Dow going? I mean, what's NQ going to do at 30,000? Dow pushed towards a lower distribution of Friday. It is in the lower distribution. We are not on the same train. Dow's back testing the halfback. Russell making a new all-time high in addition to NQ. Dow is pushing down into Friday's lower distribution. And with NQ hitting the 30,000, it wouldn't be a surprise if we pulled back in. Doesn't give me a trade. I'm really not interested in trading this strong level anymore, so I am flat. We'll wait for something new. Bulls control.
Should I be trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
That's funny, Pappy. That is true. That is true. That is true. That is true. All right, Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. Kind of watching NQ. I'm at Dow here. If Dow turns around really strong, I mean, man, stay out of the way. There's no shorts I would take yet. It's all longs, baby. Day after a long holiday weekend is not the most exciting. Russell just ripping through the all-time high. Dow negotiating Friday's halfback. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. I'm waiting for something new. Just because price is moving doesn't mean we need to be in a trade. You did have a 3-minute front side there, just as objectively as possibly speaking. Dow still negotiating the halfback. NQ's at 30,000. Russell keeps pushing to the north. Bulls control. I'm going to wait for something new. Two scalps this morning. Nothing to write home to mom about. But 110 pointer captured, so that's good. Back and forth through the strong level. Let's take a peek at oil. Still under 100. Broke that trend line. My goodness, look at all that strength. Jeez. That's wild. All right, so Russell still pushing an all-time high. Dow is in the lower distribution of Friday, battling the halfback. NQ has captured its 30,000 level. Everybody seems like they're trying to push up here. Three of us are on the same train. Going to see if Dow
No
can
level,
catch up.
no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
That's right. Make price come to you. Bulls control. I wouldn't be shorting this at all. I think it was last week. Actually, it was the week before we had a really nice pullback. And I said, is that the pullback before we hit 8,000? Well, we're up 500 points or so since then, halfway to 8,000. Wouldn't be a shocker, would it? Much easier for this thing to keep going up. One day we'll probably pay the price for it, which is great. I've held multiple day shorts. They got to be up really, really nicely. But, and if I miss it, I don't care. There's plenty of beautiful short squeeze longs if that happens. All right, so we're above the opening. We're above the strong level. We're above VWAP. We're above Friday's high, but it's not instilling much confidence in me. I'll get another trade this morning. My goodness. Got to wait for something new. We need some blood on the charts. So Dow was challenging its halfback and the Bears won. So now if NQ starts coming in, it could get fun. Mr. Swain in the house. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. Wow. IB highs and lows in 15 minutes. Absolutely nothing to do here, but wait. This is what I thought it would feel like today. We had good action earlier. Go check everybody again. Dow still pushing down. NQ pushing up. Okay. Got nothing. We're not afraid to call out trades. There's just nothing here I can do. We wait. Kind of zoning out. Come on. We got the expected range up here at 76.03. New highs. NQ pushing straight up. Dow pushing down. My goodness. Bye, bye, bye. Bulls control. Shorts are counter. Small, if at all. Remember, Monday's high is still considered part of the overnight session. That's why I have all-time highs marked as holiday. All just one big overnight session. As you can see on the volume, just to bring it out, look at this RTH volume. Is it any different than the Asia and London volume? Is it any different than last night's Asia and London volume? Nope. What stands out? Obviously, today's volume. So that's why this RTH is nothing more than an overnight session. Okay, let's bring back our battle plan here. Oh, too bad the thing had to frickin' pull back because I was long beautifully. But you can't complain taking a 10 pointer. Sometimes all you make is 5 or 10 points in a day. Be content. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and close my platform because we're nowhere. Whoops. Sorry about that. I think I. Oh, so, all right. Took out the London high. Bulls control. Shorts are counter. Small, if at all. Gosh, I would love a reversal. But so let's do this. Let's go and drop down in time frames because we did take the London high. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. Um, If Dow hits a turnaround level and shoots to the north, it's up, up, and away, baby. My goodness, what a good move NQ just had. I think it was the
Bigger picture.
sloppiness of Dow
Single
that hurt
trades.
our
Ranges.
longs here. That was holding us back. All right. So between Friday's high and the all-time high done in the holiday session, and the expected range up here. Not a whole lot here, guys. Sorry. All right, let's go back to a 1 minute chart. I'm going to go back to a 30-second chart for a second here, just because we took the London high. Dow is still not participating at all. NQ is shooting straight up. Low, low, low probability trading conditions here. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. Never making things worse. 15 points or so to the all-time high. Good thing we treated our trades this morning like scalps if you took them. Short longs here. Looking for those, or you could have taken the long there as well. I took it on the reclaim of the opening. So those will be my journaled entries. Unfortunately, this pulled back, but I captured my 10-pointer here. So um, now we wait. Need something new. My goodness. What do? You do nothing. You stand down. You clean your desk. Actually, that's what I'm doing. I'm literally cleaning my desk. Cleaning my keyboard. I kid you not. Like, no, there's nothing to do here. Platform is closed. I got out of my long last night for 50 pointer. Made 10 points this morning. I don't need another trade. It's the day after a long holiday weekend, and we know to moderate our expectations. I'm just pleased that in all honesty, we were looking for the right trade in the right trade location. Doesn't mean it was easy. Doesn't mean it went 100 points. Um, I took it when it was first presented last night as an add-on to my long from Friday. And now I just wait. I will wait. Wow. Look at NQ. Oh my goodness. Let's bring back up the essentials. And I'm just not believing this up move. I'm just not trusting it. Doesn't mean I can go short. Just I ain't trusting it. So I'm not chasing long. I'm not looking for long. Any of that. Don't need it. Took it on the first move, but I'm not taking it again. I'm just waiting. Look at NQ pushing up, Dow pushing straight down, and we're stuck in the middle. Don't get too excited by blue candles. Not yet, anyways. All right. So, as objectively as possible, we took the London high, trying to leave a little bit of a fair value gap. We would need to see it push down into this area, come back up, push down again to me, get under the strong level. Then maybe, it feels a little late. Um, you could always take a short if depending on how aggressive you wanted to be, just in this little bit. But man, as soon as it fills up fair value gap, I'm not taking it. My platform is not even open. But I would prefer to see it leave that
IB
fair
high,
value gap and
IB
go
low.
down here. So, and it's not doing that. So there's no way I'm even interested in. The first requirement I have is it needs to leave some sort of inefficiency there. It did not leave an inefficiency, so I am not countering who controls in that circumstance. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all, never making things worse. Dow's getting into the lower distribution here. Um, would not be a crazy bounce level there. All right, let's watch it again. Can we leave a little bit of a fair value gap for a southerly move? IB highs and lows. More times than not, it takes the IB high versus the IB low. And ES also has an uncanny ability to take out the opposing IB from where it's currently at. Uncanny ability. Untradeable. Bulls control, shorts are counter, zero level development. We took out the London low, the London high. ES always makes its money. Indices are not on the same page. ES is stuck, waiting for something new. I feel like a broken record, but I will keep repeating it. Dow is almost at Friday's low. NQ is in stratosphere. I'm glad my platform is closed. Final week of the month. Bulls control. Dow is at more of a bounce level than NQ. Wow.
Should I be trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
We could use a Trump tweet, something bad. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. As we said, Dow is at a bigger bounce level, and Q's at stratosphere. Nothing's standing in its way. So everything says up and away. Took the IB high. Takes the IB high more times than the IB lows. Bulls control, shorts are counter, small if at all. So we have talked about two shorts last night at the opening for this coming here, targeting battle plan one, made it. And then we talked about the small short here, taking profit there, and then getting long from the opening or the strong level. Unfortunately, it didn't do the big follow through, but you could have made 10 points, which is what I did. And now I got nothing, nothing. If I'm looking for a short, we aren't close to given any sort of signature that we should be shorting. If anything, Dow is at a bounce level. NQ kept stratospheric. I think that's the word. Quit using big words, George. All right, we got 23 minutes to the top of the hour. My platform is closed. I kind of just want to end it, but we're going to watch it through because maybe we'll do something exciting. And then I'll start crafting battle plans for tonight and tomorrow. It is patience training this morning. Last night seemed more exciting than the RTH. Hmm. NQ pushing a new low. I'm so sorry. Dow pushing a new low. I'm going to launch my platform here. This is
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
curious if this is going to hold price. The RTH. Well, it's the holiday low. I'm just curious there. Okay. So we're hovering there at the holiday low. Now I'm curious to see if we can get a push through down in there if this does anything. Bulls control, shorts or counter, small if at all, never ever making things worse. There are no sellers. Not yet, anyway. So this certainly seems like an interesting bull bear area to me. And bulls control, shorts or counter, small if at all. NQ is still, wow. You got to admit, that's pretty wow. That's a clean looking move. This is a clean looking move. This is disgusting. Well, actually, it looks a little better when I zoom in. All right, let's see what happens here. Very interested. 18 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's see if this thing pushes through, and then if this provides the bounce. We'll see. We'll see. What are you going to do? Bulls control, shorts or counter, small if at all. 15 minutes to the top of the hour. I'm wanting to see if this thing will push through and if this will push price back down. Bulls control, so not likely to happen, but we'll see.
Bigger picture. Single prints. Ranges.
My goodness, absolutely nothing. What am I doing? Nothing. I want to take a short, but I know it's boredom. Makes me want to take it. It's tough because you see stalling and knowing you have a good chance of being right. But it's exactly, you can be
Should I be
short here. You
worried?
could say, you know what, I'm
Am I
going to take a
biased?
speculative short.
Am I following price
My
or
out's going to be
fighting
2 points
price?
above the high. I'm going to close my platform and it's my final trade. Whatever happens, happens. Like if you said that's what you want to do, what's your maximum risk of taking a short right here? Well, if you go 2 points above the high, it's 3.5 points. Is that going to ruin your day? 3.5 points if you said, you know what, I'm going to take a speculative short right here. The problem with that is Dow is at a bounce level, right? NQ is going stratospheric, but it doesn't mean you can't take a short. Who cares if you take a 4 point stop loss? What does it matter? Right? It really doesn't. I'm short. I'm going to be honest. I'm short. I took a speculative short, but I also made 50 points last night and 10 points this morning. So I look at it and go, am I willing to take a 4 point loss? So I took a speculative short at 55. That's where I'm short, is at 55. But now my stop is at break even. So if it goes back up there, I'm out. So I took a speculative short, but I can talk myself out of both of those scenarios. It goes bulls control, but I have got plenty of points that, oh, thank you. Plenty of points. Well, and now it's at break even. So literally there's no risk. So whatever. And now we're underneath it, back testing into it. I tend to, on shorts, I tend to move my stop really quickly to break even. Um, so we'll see if that pushes it down, which was my hypothesis.
Stop
Let's
trading
see
in
if this
10
thing will
minutes.
push down.
Only trade your best trading hours. Take a break. Walk away. Be done. Be content. Adjust afternoon risk settings.
And if it gets me, I'll close. Actually, I'm going to close my platform now. Like literally, I'm in my trade, but I'm going to close my platform. I don't need it open. I don't need to be tempted to do another trade. And if for some reason it pushes through and does really great, cool. If it gets me out at break even, my quit time is in 10 minutes. I don't need another trade. I will set back and wait. So let's see if this little box I drew here holds price down. And if it pops above it, I want to be out. I was wrong taking a speculative short there. And I know my stop's at 55. Didn't push it down. Bulls control. Shorts are counter. Small if at all. Dow is at a bounce level. NQ is stratospheric. See what happens. I'm probably still in. Although sometimes the MES gets a little wilder than ES. I gotta check. No. Yes. I'm probably still in. I don't care. Friday MES was much more of the redheaded stepchild than ES. My goodness, was it the redheaded stepchild? Maybe I'm still in. Come on. Get. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. Cool, cool, cool. Nice wick there on NQ. Dow pushing right to that low. Maybe a speculative short will pay off. Against the 55. And against the half session low. So that's kind of how I was looking at it. Very nice. Come on. Let's do some big red candles. That'd be fun. All right. Now I got to see if I'm still in. I'm pretty sure I am. I think it spared me by 2 ticks. See, am I still short? Yes, I'm still short. Beautiful. All right. Quit. Because I would target down here. First target is the 50 pointer in here. And then this would be a really good target, 77. I mean, I'm dreaming big. I can hear my wife say, "You keep dreaming that dream." Well, that's the dream I'm dreaming. That's the dream I'm dreaming. Well, I close my platform. That sometimes helps. You know what I mean? All right. So that's what we were looking for, is price to get underneath this box. Well, this box hold price down. Got a little wicky. Almost got me. I'm totally counter. I expect it to get me out at break even. I don't expect to make a profit on it. But if we can get a move down, it could be a phenomenal trade too, with very little risk. I had my stop 2 points above the high, so had a very small stop, like 4 points or something. Yeah, nothing wrong with a scratch, my friend. Nothing wrong with a scratch. Allows you to step back, close your platform, take a step back and say, let me look at the chart as objectively as possible. And just because the bulls control, which they do, I'm not looking for a long here. My long was battle plan 1. Um, Also, it doesn't mean I can't go short, but if I do go short, I require a very small stop. That's just me. Your mileage may vary. So now if we start getting a good move down, like I said, my first target is here. That'll be a 50 pointer. And then this will be a 70 pointer. And if we start getting big gold candles down, I'll probably add to my trade. So I did another short. Actually here. And I'm going to say my target. First target's here. Second target would be down here. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, of course. Extremely counter, but it'll be good for journaling. So small short here. This was a scratch for me. I took a scratch. I was hoping that might have been the bigger move, but it was not. Then I took the long there from the opening. If I hadn't have taken that, I would have taken it off of there. Captured 10 points. And now I'm short from 55, almost up 10 points. No anxiety when you're trading in our group. That's one of the nice things. We'll just wait for the next trade. If we can lose the opening, I think I will easily is the wrong word, but I would think we make it down to target 1.
Stop trading or manage your runner playing perfect chess. Take a break, refresh, recharge. Remember, trading requires the best you.
All right, let's see if we can make it down to target. Kind of quitting time. But if it keeps making lows, I'll keep watching a little longer. Very nice. Nice wick. Well, geez, nice 24 hours. There's my 10 pointer. Okay, so that's only a 40 pointer to there. I thought it was a 50. But if it makes it to previous day POC, there's the 50. I'll take that as well. And I did 10 pointer here. Very nice. Come on. Cascade down. And I typically will only do those speculative trades like that if I've got points I'm playing with. Um, or I'm in a trade location that's just yummy. You know what I mean? Like I gotta be long here. I rarely will ever say I got to be short here, but there are locations I'll say I've got to be long here. You've got to do it. Take a screenshot of this one. All right, well, I'm going to do a little journaling if you don't mind. Makes sense. I'll evolve and adapt to points. Yeah, but right now, absolutely. Absolutely. You want to be able to journal them, is kind of what I call them. Can I journal that trade? Right? All right. Added to my Friday long. Captured 50 points total. Short for break even. 10-point scalp. Took a speculative short with a 4-point stop loss. Closed platform. Now with our journaling software, I can just click this camera right here and it will take a screenshot of my current chart and place it. Well, why didn't you place it there? That's interesting. There we go. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have I selected the window, but press that camera. It takes the screenshot. It places it there in your journal for you. I'm not going to worry about any of those right now. Discipline's great. Results are great. 50, 60. What I do on this when the day's not over is I go ahead and just put whatever points it, it is at that I've actually captured. This trade, I can't count this as a 10-pointer yet. I have not captured that. I don't have my stop at 10 points. So therefore, I don't count this yet. That's how I do it. Now let's publish. And if you like light mode, you can change that for your journal. Just right up here in this one little click area. It took me a while to grow to love dark mode, but now I dark mode like everything. Dark mode is where it's at, but it's kind of hidden up here. But I put it there just in case there's people who like that. I wanted them to be able to easily go to light mode. So, all right, speculative short paid off so far, and save and close. All right, if we can lose the opening, we'll probably come to target. Stupid strong levels. Nice guys. So let me remove that. Nice bounce off strong. I'm still going to target down here. If you took the speculative short with me up there, you could always lock your 10 pointer. Nothing to sneeze at with a 10 pointer. Bulls do control, shorts are counter, small if at all. But I believe if we can lose the opening, target 1, target 2, then I would be looking to get long down here. Price is so incredibly, incredibly, incredibly slow. This is mind numbing. So let's go take a peek at everybody else again. All right, so there's all-time high. I'm going to go ahead and adjust it. All-time high. I'm going to go ahead and adjust it. All right, see if we can get a good down move. The other thing you can do if you took like speculative short is if you're following it 50%, whatever it is, let's say you did 55. Well, it's when 18, you're capturing 9 with no emotion, no nothing. Every little bit it goes, you just keep adjusting. The further that it gets down here, let's just say, for example, price was to reach target. Well, 50% of that's way up here. You now have more cushion that if you wanted to hold on. I just think that's a good move when you're counter to consider following it 50%. And then if you get protection layers, you start playing perfect chess according to our system. So congrats for those who are short. Maybe we'll make it to target. What do I know? But definitely some very good trading today. Actually, right there. Well, and ES spent the entire night back and forth through the strong level. Would it be a shock if that's where we closed? No, it wouldn't be a shock. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for me. I'm just going to hold my runner. So hopefully, not hopefully, everybody should be green or flat. And if you missed any of the entries, it is what it is. It's no big deal. There are more high probability trades around the corner, but I'm going to go hang out with my wife, and she's going to go do a sleepover at one of her son's house tonight. So cool. So, all right, guys, that'll be it for me. I will